Hello and welcome back to another episode of State of Sonder. I'm Debbie and today I'm bringing on a friend that I've been friends with for so long. We've been friends since middle school and he lives kind of a double life. He is a senior iOS engineer, but he also is a DJ, and a lot of the events in the past decade that my friends and I have gone to, he's been spinning a lot of them. He's very talented, and I feel like I've known these things about him, but we've never really delved into that. And like, I haven't caught up with him in a minute. So this is going to be kind of a catch up sesh and just talking about his journey and how he like manages to do both and all of those things. I think it's going to be really fun. He's such a fun and lively person. So I'm really excited. And if you've been liking the episode so far, please like and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hi, Chang. Welcome to State of Sonder.
Thank you. How are you, Debbie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure being here today.
Oh, thank you. What did you do this weekend?
This weekend, had some dinner with some friends, and then I just chilled. I didn't really do anything. That's what I usually do, honestly.
I feel like you randomly have like your like romanticize your day. Because sometimes I'll just run into you randomly at like a coffee shop or like you're just strolling. What is like your weekend activities?
Weekend activities? Honestly, I don't have plans. I just, when I wake up that day, I'm just like, oh, I want to do this. And that's like it. I don't really like want to be like, oh, I'm like meticulous about, I want to, go here and that.
Were you always like that?
I think I'm very spontaneous, honestly. Yeah.
Wait, what's your sign?
My sign?
Your like zodiac sign?
Aries.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
You don't give me Aries. I feel like you're more like Capricorn-y. Do you feel like you're very like a fiery person?
Yeah.
Really?
I have like that anger or rage.
You do?
Times. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, don't you see it at times? Like, I'm like,
Like when? I feel like you're always happy.
I'm happy. Yeah. But I guess like at times when I'm like, oh, that gets me kind of like angry, like that when that subject is touchy, I'm like, oh,
you voice your opinions,
but I do not, yeah.
Oh, you don't?
Put my opinions out there. I just watch. I'm like,
you're like an observer, and then you feel the fire inside.
Yeah, I'm like burning inside. It's like you get near me, you might get, scorched.
Oh my god, Jay. Oh god, I'm gonna laugh so much at this episode. Okay, so what I've been starting to do is we do dude, you crack me up. Okay, we do a peak and a pit. So when I hang out with the girls, now that we're older, we don't get to like meet up as often. I feel like maybe you feel that with our friends too, but because we don't, whenever we do see each other, we do a peak of the week and a pit of the week. So let's start with your pit so we end on a high note. What was your pit of the week and what was your peak of the week? And you have to be closer.
So my pit of the week is, I guess, like, honestly, this week was pretty good. It was just chill. Mm-hmm. So I try not to complain. I think this week going to my grandma was probably like, it's both.
Yeah.
Because she lives in a senior home, and it's always kind of like sad going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like, but it was nice to see her.
Exactly. You know,
I can feel that.
I have the opportunity to, go see her whenever I can and, try to say hi to the people around. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I couldn't see you do that. Not just to your grandma, but you're like, hello, how are you?
Yeah. It's hard, honestly, though. Like, it's like a different world when you're in that environment.
Yeah, my grandma is now in a home and I haven't been able to go see her yet. And I just feel like when I do, it's going to be like, ugh, I don't know. I think I'm going to have a really hard time.
Oh, it's tough. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to be there, but, I think when you get to have that opportunity to go, like, it's like better do it now than later.
Yeah.
Like sometimes some weeks I'm like, oh, I just don't want to go today, but it's like, when you do go, it's like, oh, I got to see Harmony.
Yeah, it's always worth it, I think. Okay, so that was your pick. pit and peak.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but this week was just a good week.
Yeah, it was a chill week. Yeah.
I feel like sometimes when you have a lot of times people are like your week always has to feel like so high or it's so low, but I think even when I was filming with Sharon, she was like just having a steady content week is also very nice, which I feel like I had as well.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Like, I do think, like, sometimes I chase the feeling of something. Like, I have to do something, you know? But I realize mostly, like, you don't have to do anything. You can just, sometimes just, like, doing nothing, just sitting around, just, like, looking at the wall for, like, hours is probably, you know, better for you than not. You know what I mean?
You know, okay. So this is something that I've been doing a lot of like research on just, you know, very successful people and like watching videos and stuff. And I think when we were growing up, and you can agree or disagree, but it's like when we're growing up, especially being Korean American, we're like raised where you have to like grind and like find the next thing and like keep like going. But there is this aspect of like work smarter, not harder. And sometimes you don't have to do the most to be like successful. You just have to be smart about it. And sometimes staring at the wall for hours gets your wheels spinning.
Oh, for sure. Like, I think these days is like, I like to run a lot, you know, and running like 3 miles, 6 miles or whatever. It actually helps me become more productive because while I'm running, I'm like, oh, that idea just popped up. Maybe I should implement this. Maybe I should try that out. So more than just like sitting on my computer and like trying to work like this problem that I have, when I go out and like to just, you know, take a breather, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to go run. That actually clears my head a lot. And it really like gets me going too.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
it's better to do that than just sitting or just trying to like really grind that, you know, problem out.
Because sometimes you just get stuck.
Exactly. Like, you know, like even showering helps too. You know, that's probably the best. Yeah.
Wait, okay. So running, is that a new thing for you? Because you run like, you can keep up with people running like 10 miles and stuff. And I was like, were you always a runner or is this a newfound thing?
I mean, it's just, I didn't really, you know, tell people that I run, but it's just, I've been doing it for like, you know, past like 2-3 years. You know, I just run like here and there, like 5 miles or whatever, like every weekend. But now it's actually almost on like a daily basis where I grew the habit of like, because I like running now, you know, I really enjoy like just trying to keep my heart rate at a V2 level. And then just, I mean, I don't really like run like fast.
Yeah.
But
do you use a tracker?
Not really. I mean, my Apple Watch.
Oh, okay.
I just go like, oh, I want to do like, you know, 6 miles today because I feel like it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Were you always, but okay. Were you one of those people that hated running and then came to love running? Or like, did you always like running?
Truthfully, I think I liked running when I was like a kid too. Like back in high school.
Okay.
Like I played tennis, but like I'll just run, you know, just after the, you know, the practice or whatever, just by myself because it just felt good, I guess.
Okay,
And then
you're a different breed.
yeah. Now I'm just like, I want to kind of train for something, you know. I kind of want to do not this year, but I think I will soon. Yeah.
Which one do you want to do?
I probably want to do something like abroad, like Korea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Subin did the Korea one.
Yeah.
For your first one?
For my first one, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that was always on my bucket list, but I think it's gone now.
Why?
Because I kind of started running again this year, but I think the most I did was 7 miles.
Oh, that's
and
good.
I did that on a treadmill.
Treadmill's different though.
What do you mean?
Because you're just like, you know,
Staring at the wall.
yeah, looking at the same thing the whole time. You're just like running in the same pace. And
Okay,
like,
but you know why? It's because as a female runner, it is hard to run outdoors without feeling like scared.
I mean, if you're living in Koreatown, yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So it's like, I've told Ed, like, oh, I'll run with you guys, whatever. But I just can't wrap my head around running 26 miles.
I mean, you're gonna suffer. Like, during it and after it. So for marathon, of course, you're not doing it like every
I
weekend.
know. But haven't you heard those stories about people getting like they train and then they run the marathon, they get this thing called like rhabdo, where like something.
No, I have not heard about
Okay,
this actually.
don't look it up. Don't look it
Why,
up.
what happened? Like, do they die after
No,
or
no.
what?
No, they don't die, but like it's like you have to get hospitalized for it.
Oh.
Oh my god, like why am I saying this? This is so dark. But it's because I've just learned about it, and it's like now it's a fixation.
I think I did hear about people like, they're like, they get really, really sick,
Yeah,
after,
yeah.
and then like their kidney fails or something
What?
like that. Yeah. Like,
Okay, moving
But-
moving on. This is really dark.
but
Okay.
that's not gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay, so I always said if I ran the marathon, which maybe I'll run a half. I think I could do a half. But I always said I would run the New York Marathon.
Oh.
Because the New York Marathon, I feel like is so lively, and you're running the entire area,
Like
right?
the city and stuff. Uh-huh.
Okay, so marathon in Korea.
Yeah. And then probably go from there because I don't really know any other places. I mean, another friend of mine did like the Tokyo one. That looked pretty cool too.
I heard Tokyo, London are the two like really top ones in international marathons.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, if you do Korea, you might as well do Japan as well.
Yeah. But, I mean, I didn't run that much. I didn't even do a marathon yet, so I don't even know how it's going to be.
I think you would do well
Yeah.
because I feel like you've been consistent with like going to the gym and going on your runs and like all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you run today?
No, I did not run today. Today's actually my rest day.
Did you run yesterday?
I did not run yesterday either. The day before, I did run. Yeah.
Okay. So you went to go see your grandma, but like, your family isn't here.
My family is not here. Yeah. I've been here by myself for like 11 years now, I think. Or 12 years almost. Yeah.
But like, okay, so I knew you since middle school, and at that time they were here.
Yes.
So why did they decide to go back?
it was just better opportunity for them. And, I guess like financially it's better out there. And yeah, and I was like, my mom asked me, she's like, hey, we're going to go to Korea. Is that okay? But at that time, so that was my junior year of college. And I was just like, yeah, go. Like, I don't really, I don't care. Like, I think you guys should do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they left. And then, but I visited them, once a year or whatever.
But you had no interest in going back.
Well, I mean, for me, it's because like the opportunity, working for an American company is probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually wanted to touch on this because I've known you for so long, but like in junior high, you were very quiet. You were very like timid and quiet, and the only time I would see you come out of your shell a little bit was when we'd go to noraebang, which is karaoke, Korean karaoke, and then you would do like 2 p.m. and 2 a.m.
That was my, that's my
But
thing.
then we graduated, and then I went to college, and I didn't see you or talk to you until I came back, and then our whole group kind of merged. And then you were a completely different person. And you were so like outgoing and extroverted. So that was a big transition for me to witness. So were you always more of like an outgoing person that I just didn't see when you were younger, or did it like a transition happen?
Truthfully, when I was younger, I guess with the people that I knew or are comfortable with, I'm pretty, loud with them. I'm not shy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like even with like new people too, I'm not that shy. But like I guess back then, probably because there was girls, like I didn't know you guys too, so I was like, I didn't really, I guess, put myself out there until like, because I like music and because I like, because I did like noraebang a lot with my sisters and stuff like that too, and my cousins. So I think that's why I'm like, I want to just show my fun side of me. Yeah.
Okay.
And people like doing noraebang with me.
It's
'cause
fun.
I bring
It's
the vibe
fun.
out.
You bring
Yeah.
No, it was fun.
Everybody's just like sitting around, just singing their, like solemn, like slow songs. But I'm like, all right, let's switch it up. Let's, put some party songs on, put some Big Bang on.
No, but
you know?
I really remember this clearly.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that. I was like, Chang was actually pretty quiet. But I also think you're just more of an observant person. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, no,
Like-
that's spot on.
Yeah, I feel like you don't think that you would be observing, but like you're quietly watching everything going on.
Oh, I know everything. It's like, oh, you, no, you're sus. I got to get away from you. Yeah.
Do you feel like in your nature though, like you're extroverted or more introverted?
Well, for like Myers-Briggs, I got ENTP, but I took this like 10 years ago. But I do feel like I like getting energy from people. But during my week, or especially right now, I'm alone the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know if that necessarily gives me energy. But however, like, yeah, especially when I'm on stage or whatever, I love like getting all that,
Yeah. You feed off the energy of other people.
Exactly.
ENTP. Okay, so you're more of like a logical person. Like
Yeah.
you don't, do you feel like all your decisions and stuff is more logic based than like emotion?
I think so, yeah. But I do have like, feelings. And
No,
I'm
I
like,
mean of course. But I don't feel like you're that much of an emotional person.
uh,
Or are you? And I just don't know.
yeah, you don't know. Let's keep it like that.
Okay. So I know a lot of your, so I in your intro, I kind of said you kind of have a double life because you are a iOS engineer but you're also a DJ. So let's first talk about you getting into being an app developer. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, you can say that.
So how did you get into that space? Did you always know that you wanted to do that? Like,
Yeah.
tell me about that journey.
Yeah. For me, getting into like iOS development was because like I, studied computer science, when I was in college, and I was always fascinated about like software development in general, like creating, websites or, apps. And especially while we're in college, that's when the iPhone was like actually becoming really huge. Like the market was like, there's potential. So I took a class at USC. There was an iOS development class, and they were just teaching about how you can just set up building, your iOS applications. So I tried that, and then I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I made my own apps from it. I made a music app.
The lounge one?
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember. Yeah. So like that was like it was a low key thing, but I just wanted to try something because I love music. And I was like, oh, maybe I can implement this with software development. And that's how I actually got my first like internship and, I guess my first job as well after.
So in high school, when you were going into college, you knew you wanted to go the computer science route?
So in high school, I was actually into MapleStory a lot. MapleStory?
I know
The game?
it's a game, but I don't know what
Yeah.
the concept is.
So I would but for me, what fascinating about MapleStory is because I kind of wanted to like cheat or like hack my way in, like level up as fast as possible. So I actually looked into like something called like Cheat Engine, which is like a software program for the game where you can like hack and like,
Not you hacking the game in
Yeah.
high school.
So I like try to look into how I can make my own hacks and stuff
Okay.
like that. So because of that, I started, I was like, oh, I want to take computer science. And I took AP computer science after that year or
Yeah, yeah.
after I found out, which is my senior year. And I was just so fascinated about it. And I asked my, the teacher, I was like, hey, can you just recommend me a book? And he gave me this like C++ book. I just started reading it. And I was like, this is so easy to understand. I just understood it like just one time after I read it. I was like, well, this is the first time ever, that I read something once and I'm like, wow, this is pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Is it like coding stuff and
Yeah.
but that just made sense to you?
It just made sense to me. It just clicked for me really easy. Yeah. So I guess also because of my interest, it aligned. That's why it was so easy. But usually like English, history and all that other crap, like I'm like, dude, like I hate this. I don't want to learn this crap. Like I don't even pay attention. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy because it's like, it's true that when you do something where you find a real, like, you had a serious curiosity and interest in it, and then that actually, you get really successful in that space because you want to learn it even in your downtime. Like, you're, instead of doing XYZ, you're like, no, I want to learn computer science, which is crazy to me because that is, honestly, for me, I don't think I could understand that. Like, my mind just doesn't work in that coding world. But like, even now, since you've been doing it for so long, like, it still just feels you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I think like it's not even for, like computer science stuff. It's also for like music stuff because that's what I did back then in high school. Like there was, I mean, a lot of people still use it today. It's called Fruity Loops. It's a DAW. Like basically you can, write your notes in and then you can create like, instruments and stuff like that. And
Fruity Loops?
so like you use it to make beats basically. Yeah.
Is it like on the computer?
Yeah,
Or-
it's a
okay,
software.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a program. Yeah, so that's how I started with like my music stuff from high school, just to play around with it, and I was like fascinated with just the software and like, oh, what kind of beats can I make from this? And
So
stuff.
were you always okay? So was engineering always kind of what you? Well, it was obviously your passion, and you wanted to have a career in that. But music was also a simultaneous passion of yours.
Yeah.
So was that something that you, in your mind, you were like, I'm gonna pursue as like a very like long term thing, or was it more like a hobby?
For music, it's definitely more hobby. Like
Okay, so you never thought of it being like your end all be all.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
not.
okay,
Yeah, it's because like it gives me energy. I think that's why I was like fascinated about it. But also like I played music from when I was a kid. I played the saxophone.
You did?
Yeah,
I did not know that. Were
Yeah.
you in band?
I was in band.
Okay.
I was like in like one ensemble. Yeah, like I remember in the beginning of like my like saxophone, like when I first got into like high school, like we had tests, in the beginning of who can be in what chair, first chair, second
Go
chair,
closer.
first chair, second chair, and like when I practiced a lot in the beginning, and then they put me in first chair,
Okay.
like among the senior or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh shoot,
Damn,
like,
you were good.
yeah, I think I was good. And then I think I got too cocky.
Okay.
And then I didn't really practice for the second one. And then because of that, the teacher was like, he I think he saw potential in me, but because like I was too cocky, he put me in last chair the next time. And then that was the end of that career. I was like,
Wait, so
I'm done with this."
you weren't in band for long? Like,
No, I was still in band. Like I did it for like 2-3 years. But it's just more like I didn't really like try after.
okay,
Yeah.
so then what year did you start? Like, okay, so you DJ'd a lot. So like I've been to the events that you DJ, but then you also produce your own music. So when did you start that? Like, did you start with DJing or did you start with producing?
I think it's like for like the producing part of it is like on and off, and that's more of again like more of a hobby. Like I started it, I guess like from high school. Yeah, like just playing around with the Fruity Loops, and then past 4 years I went back into like oh, I want to do like vocal stuff. I made like those rap music and stuff like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
What was the song? Back to 92.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
cover art
Yeah.
I did. Uh-huh.
Yep. My mini album that I created. Yeah.
Okay.
And then and you created the
Art.
art for me.
Thank you for
Yeah.
trusting me. That was my first piece of
No,
work.
I was like, hey, you're getting into it, so why not? Let's try something fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, but right now I haven't really touched like my music stuff at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
Um,
Like even DJ stuff? I mean,
no, DJ actually I do practice like every like 20 minutes or so.
every 20 minutes?
Like every day almost.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
I just,
okay.
After I'm done with work, I'm like, oh, I just want to chill, and I just put it on, or like I just play music. Yeah.
But for you, that's more like, it's like fun because you get to just listen to music as you're mixing stuff.
Yeah.
But producing, it's a little bit more heavy lifting.
Yeah. Because like I have to like really like sit down and like work on it. Yeah.
Okay.
And
How
just-
long have you not been doing that for?
Maybe like 2 years now.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Is that spark still in you, or are you kind of just like,
I think I want to get back into it. It's just at the moment, I do feel like my life was a little bit stagnant. So like I have nothing to really talk about. Yeah.
okay, okay,
So
like not lyrically.
yeah, lyrically. Yeah. So, but I think yeah, soon I'm gonna get back into it. I want to like kind of learn it the right way, and we'll see. Yeah.
I feel like music has always been something that gives you joy, and like obviously we in our 20s we've gone to so many of these events that you've done, and like they've always been so much fun. But now we're all getting older and like we're not going out as much, and like you did the Arcteryx thing, so you do these little like pop-up events that are very fun, but the scene is kind of different now. Would you agree? Like it's just people aren't really going out as much, or is it just because we're older?
I mean, yeah, like I don't want to be in like a club setting anymore, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like if I want to do music, like if I want to do my own events, I kind of want to do like I've been telling people like I'm gonna create my own event where it's basically like a pre-game party rather than like the main event party.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock.
Sometimes the pregame is more fun.
I think it's way more fun.
Yeah.
And it's just like when you're in a club or like lounge setting, especially at like 12 a.m., 1 a.m., everybody's too drunk. And there's, one time when I was like DJing, like just one of the nights, I was like, dude, why am I here? I was like, why am I even like, like hang out with these people or like in this area, because it just didn't feel authentic. It's just people are just there, like they're like zombies. Basically,
And you're like, I mean, you drink a little when you're spinning, but you're not like plastered. So obviously you notice everything.
Yeah. Like to be professional, like, for DJing, I just try to, not drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. So like we started going to these, not this year so much, but not even last year, but the year before, I think, when we were 31, we went to a lot of the day parties like Link Up and Pangea and stuff. I like those. I feel like those are more fun and more up our alley. And I feel like the music they play there is also more up your alley.
I think also it's probably because you're paying attention a little bit more too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because like it's a different environment where like I think they did a good job of like, daytime, partying or like, hangouts. But like at a nightclub or a lounge, it's just so loud. It's like you're like deaf in there.
And
honestly.
you can't even have conversations, or you can't really. Yeah, you're right. In nighttime settings, I don't remember the last time I actually remembered the music.
Yeah, exactly.
Vinny! Okay, so tell me a little bit about how that balance has been in terms of your working and then having to DJ at night. Not so much anymore, but for a while you were doing the clubs, so it was like you're ending at 2 a.m., but then you have your day job. So how did you balance all of that?
I think I balanced it pretty well because it was more of like, it's my relaxing time almost, like playing music out there. It's like I'm having a good time. The stress is in, the full-time work. And then like, after the full-time work, I can be like, I can kind of relax with whatever I want to do, which is play music for people. Yeah.
So it was never like, I have to go do this. It was more just like, I'm really excited about it.
But I think at one point, like, when I was saying like, why am I here?
Yeah.
I think that's when I kind of like was like, I kind of don't want to do this, it's like, and that only happens because I did it like literally every weekend, for like more than like 2 years, I think, of DJing. And I was like, this is, it was cool, but at that moment, I was just like, I should take a break. Yeah.
Because you also sacrifice the time that like, because not every single event your friends are going to be there. So it's like sometimes you're just doing it for like the club, and then you miss out on certain events and opportunities you get to spend with other people because you're doing that. So if you don't enjoy it, it's kind of like.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot of nights where it's just literally me and like the workers of the bar, But I make sure like they have a good time. They're just dancing for me, I'm like, thank you guys,
good.
And they give me free drinks, for that.
I mean, yeah, I think that's like down and up for being in the nightlife scene. But do you think you're gonna get back into doing more of those, or are you kind of still in the era of?
I think I'll get back into it, like make my own events.
Like you said.
Yeah, yeah. Like I wanna like not really want to do like a club or lounge type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I make my own event, I think I'll have like control of like what I can, bring to the table. Yeah.
Do you have a vision?
Um
You're like, I don't want to share it because someone's gonna take my idea.
yeah, I mean like
It's brewing.
is brewing. Yeah, I don't really have a set thing, but I do have an idea of like, oh, I kind of want to going back to the pregame type of parties,
Yeah.
like, and yeah, like I want to kind of cater to like our age people, but also like, yeah, maybe people younger than us, like I don't think they like going out that much, honestly.
Recently, I've been noticing these events where they like do daytime events at coffee shops.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there's DJs there and they all spin and people are just sitting around having coffee or like they're dancing and stuff, but it's a coffee shop or like a burger shop. I think that concept is so cool. I signed up for their newsletter to check it out sometime, but I feel like nowadays that's more the vibe.
Yeah.
Or maybe maybe it's just because we're in our 30s and we're like, we do not want to be at the club, but
I mean, it's something new,
Yeah.
like I really like that too. Like my friends did go to some of those and they
Oh,
said it's
did
really
they?
fun. Yeah, they said it's really fun. Yeah.
okay, yeah, I want to check one of those out.
Yeah.
And I feel like nowadays, I don't know if you feel this too, but I feel as if in LA, there's not that much to do besides go out versus somewhere like New York where there's so much to see. You could go to Central Park and just walk around forever or like walk up and down Manhattan. But in LA, everything's so far apart. You really have to seek out things to do.
Yeah.
So I feel as though a lot of people now are looking towards like hobbies or cool events that are not nightlife. Do you
Yeah.
feel that trend?
I think so too. I mean, but honestly, like, the culture of LA is like everything's so, yeah, like you said, it's far away. It's kind of like Chichana. Like you don't wanna get out of your comfortable space. But that's like one thing that I feel like I'm trapped in as well. Like I do wanna go out, but I don't know. I'm just like, do I have to go out?
Are
Like,
you are
it's
you
kinda
a
like that now.
homebody?
I think because of COVID, yeah,
You've become a
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because I forgot who saw you recently, but someone was like, I ran into Chang and he was just eating a croissant at the coffee shop. And I was like, oh my gosh, what a romantical life he's creating for himself. But is that something you do regularly or was that just a one-off situation?
Oh, that's like a daily thing. Yeah, like I get
Yeah,
my
you
I
like
get my
your-
coffee, I get my croissant, I just chill. Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel like you're an overthinker? Or do you feel very like just kind of at ease all the time?
I may look at ease all the time. However, I do think a lot. I think, yeah, during the past 4 years, I think I've been thinking too much where I actually have like a lot of analysis paralysis where I can't like make a decision like I want to do this. And, making like big moves and stuff too. It's like, I know that I need to, do it now, but I'm like slowly like taking too much of my time, and I think that's dangerous.
I've never heard analysis paralysis.
Yeah, you're just thinking too much.
Oh, you can't make a decision.
Yeah, you have. I guess it's more like there's too many options, too many good options that you can choose, and you're like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this third thing, and then now you can't even focus on one.
So, what are some of these thoughts that you've had, if you don't mind sharing?
So for me, it's like, I guess like being with, my family, because they live in Korea.
Yeah.
Right. It's like we're getting older, and when am I ever going to like really like hang out with them or be with them, And also like me being here, I have a good opportunity here just to, be financially stable. And because of that, I'm like, I think I should just,
Stay out here.
yeah, just be where I am. But I'm not taking any risk, and I'm still young. And I do feel like, no, I need to like actually open myself up again and try to like take big risks until it's too late. Yeah.
You for a while wanted to move to New York a little bit, but that was one that you were just like, no, it's not.
I think the timing of it was not right. Like, especially the past, year and stuff. Like, I do feel I'm more like financially stable. So but yeah, I mean, that can still happen.
That can still happen, yeah, in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you feel like you had a bit of a plan? Because obviously your family wasn't here, and that's a big part. You get to go see them once a year, maybe, but you obviously want to spend more time with them. So did you always kind of have a plan in terms of your career direction of like, oh, there's going to be a point where I'm going to be able to be with them again? Or does that just come on kind of like a day in, day out basis for you?
So I did like think like that. And then it's like, but now it's like, oh, I reached this level. No, I need a little bit more. I reached that level. No, I need a little bit more to, to finally make the move. But I think that's just like, I'm in a hamster wheel now.
It's going to be forever, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I think I just have to drop, everything sometimes, and then just like, all right, I'm just going to do it. Because it's just, again, I feel like I'm just stuck. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're a risk adverse person, or you tend to take risks, it just takes a little time? Or
I used to be like taking a lot of risk.
Oh, okay.
And then I think, yeah, because of COVID, like I just stopped making, I stopped doing anything, honestly.
Why do you think because of COVID? Just because we were indoors all the time?
That too. I think there was a lot of scare back then, like especially like for me to go see my harmony or my grandma. Like I didn't want to even interact with other people because I might get sick and I might get my grandma sick.
Yeah.
And that really like trapped me. I felt like I didn't want to like, hang out with other people that much, like even go out to travel. Like, some of my friends, like they went to go travel like during COVID, and I was like, oh man, that seems so cool. But like if I get sick and
you can't, yeah.
and get somebody else sick, like then I feel like that's my it's like my responsibility, But now I'm just like, you know what? Who cares? Like I'm just gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to see, where this goes. And I don't think I'm gonna kill somebody for me getting sick now. Yeah.
No, I think a lot of people lived in that kind of fear mentality. I didn't see my grandma all of COVID either, because my mom was like, no, you can't come see her. But I do think it almost feels like it just feels like so distant in the past that I forget that it even happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now everyone is back to normal. It's still a thing, but we're just like, oh, I have it. That's it. Can you believe how crazy that season was?
Yeah.
It's just really weird to think about now. That's going to be in history books.
Yeah, it is. And I'm glad that's over. I'm glad that we're all like just, doing our own thing again.
Yeah. So this year, because this is still early in the new year, what are some things that you're hoping for this year?
This year, yeah, I want to, be more ambitious again. I want to really delve into like whether it's app development, whether it's, music. I just want to be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's just try it. So I think just opening myself to, do everything again. Yeah.
Like, be open to opportunities and just pushing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like you get motivated?
How do I get motivated? I think now it's not really about being motivated. It's more about being disciplined. So every day I just have to work on the things that I'm interested in. So I have actually like a no excuse rule where I have to work out basically on a daily basis, you know. So I work out in the morning, and then I would at like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. I will go run. So I'll just, yeah, there are a lot of days I'm like, I don't want to go. But I'm just like, you know what? Like right when you question that, that's when you go. That's my rule.
Snaps. No, but I actually think that no one has ever answered that question in that way. Because, like, yeah, motivation is one thing, but a lot of times, and Sharon and I actually talked about this, it's you do it. Like, discipline is what's hard. It's to make yourself do these things every single day, even when you don't want to. And you have to make a lot of sacrifices. Sometimes that looks like you don't get to go out with your friends on the weekends or XYZ, but it's in those moments that you start to build your success and like all the things that you wanted to do. So I agree. Okay, that's really good. I like that.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that's what I've been learning though. Although COVID was like it kind of like trapped me, but at the same time I learned how to be disciplined. I learned how to be habitual in the things that I think will, make me better. And I worked out I just worked out a lot. And I realized, oh, this is like not bad. Like this is actually really helpful for me. And I'm hoping that like me doing these stuff I can show it to other people. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but hopefully like me, being more healthy and you can see it, that you'll be motivated by that too.
Yeah.
Or influenced by that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think working out, and I've seen you at like Aliso gym when I go, but I think with working out, obviously it's to like look and feel good, but there is a mental aspect of it that when you do it regularly, it is a practice that helps you in every aspect of your life.
Yes.
And my dad once told me, I know that you have it in you because of your working out practices of doing it every single day. Then you can do anything every single day, right? And I think that is important, and I think that's something people don't think about when it comes to like health and exercising and things like that. So I think that is very admirable.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I respect those who really do, put in their time of like, doing something every day like this, especially working out or running or whatever, Yeah, and especially now, I think because I guess we're maturing and we're of that age, like a lot of our friends are actually trying hard too.
Yeah,
and I can see it. It's like, oh, like you're getting more fit. You're actually like, you look good, know.
Yeah.
So I respect that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's funny because our friend group has been together for so long, and we've done the whole like party era together, and there was a long era.
It's still going. What are you talking about?
but you know what I mean? Like the crazy, like we go to Vegas and all of those things. We don't do that so much anymore. And now we see like our friends going into this new chapter, whether it's like marriage or in their career or in their health. And it's really cool. It's like really nice to be able to experience that with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. And
yeah.
I think it's good for all of us. I think we are honestly like motivating each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is good. You want to make your friends better as you get better.
No, for real. It's like among our, like even our girls, like the girls in our group, like I think you guys all glowed up like really well.
Oh, Che! Melissa's over there like, oh, really?
Yeah, no, for
real.
real.
I agree. I think everyone is just on a good wave right now. And like everyone's happy, and whether that's in their relationship or their marriage or their career, I feel like everyone is just like growing up and finding their path. I also think a lot of us are taking less bullshit, which I think helps because when you're in your 20s and you're figuring yourself out, you're, building your confidence, you're trying to grow, your mind is all over the place. It's like, do I do this or do I do that? Or like, how should I act like this or should I, but we're now kind of in an era where I think as you get older, you just care less.
Yeah.
Or like what's important is important and what everything else is just like, whatever. So I also think that's why everyone's just happier and glowier.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, definitely. Like, I think I used to, like, when I was a kid, or yeah, in my younger days, I would want validation, and that validation is like, it doesn't really mean anything anymore for me. Now I honestly, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm just gonna do me, Yeah, of course, help people in the way, but like, your opinions do not matter. Like, unless if I'm like actually jumping off a cliff or whatever, then yeah, you better help me.
Okay, but how did you get to that place? So with that also comes with a level of confidence in yourself, right? And it's believing in yourself and your value and like honoring who you are. Since you said when you were younger you wanted validation from other people and that gave you a sense of fulfillment or joy or value, how do you feel like you've built your confidence to have the mindset that you have?
I built this confidence, again, like just me just trying it every day on a hard thing, on a very challenging thing too. And I think the confidence grows, especially when when you're just working towards a goal, and you realize like whatever, whoever is saying whatever to you, it doesn't matter, because like you're going the right way. You're going the right way, right? So like, I guess like for me right now, I'm like just trying to work on like my entrepreneur stuff.
Yeah.
I want to build apps, but I've been failing a lot. But these failures are actually where I believe I will succeed, because I'm learning about, actually next time I shouldn't go this way. I shouldn't try that anymore because I failed miserably here. And also it doesn't emotionally affect me anymore because I failed so many times. And now, like, although I will keep getting it wrong, I know that I'm just growing, and that's where my confidence speaks, where I can just trust myself to be like, okay, I'm gonna get there. And the only thing is like, you need to believe in yourself to get there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best bet you can make is on yourself.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, I think that's really important because failure is hard. And especially if you put so much time and effort into something and it doesn't go the way that it was planned, it's really easy to fall back and be like, no, I'm done, Yeah. But to take failure and be like, it's almost that like catalyst to be like, okay, I failed, but the next time it's going to be better and it's going to be better and it's going to be better. And you just keep building and keep growing until you get there.
Yeah.
Which is very important. And it's honestly admirable because a lot of people, I feel like, struggle with that.
Yeah. I mean, as we age too, like, people don't want to learn. We don't want to learn new things. However, this is actually the time to learn as much as possible because of AI, or because of some other tool that like these tech people are making. I like every new little things that I see, I try to like just try it out because I want to learn something from it. And I think the biggest thing is like, if you do like the AI stuff, like just talking with ChatGPT, like as if it's your therapist, or as if it's like your doctor, or literally like a friend. Like, one thing that I'm doing actually with it is, let's say you have an issue with a family member or your friend, you're in a big argument, right? What you can do is you can actually take screenshots of like what your messages are, and then send it to ChatGPT. Hey, how can I answer this in a better way? This person made me really angry. How can I open myself up to this person? And actually teaches you, hey, try this way. Like, are you questioning, their motives or whatever? Are you actually, it's really interesting. And you can also be like, give me a text that I can send them.
Oh my God.
And it'll teach you, oh wow, like, although you yourself is angry and you might be in the wrong, you can frame your words this way where the other person that's listening to you will receive it in a more,
a better way.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have never thought about that.
Yeah.
But that actually makes a lot of sense.
So I think it's for everything though. It's not like I'm realizing like these tools out there, like people are ignoring it because they don't know how to use it. However, like once you like just try playing around with it, like you'll actually realize it's so beneficial for everything. Yeah.
No, I agree because I was just talking to you about this right before we started recording, but I work in a creative technology space, and so yes, there is the creative aspect. We're doing cool designs and things like that, but big part of our company is technology, and so once AI started happening, it was like we jumped on it really quick, and I am learning a lot of different tools. There's so many out there, but specifically in the design space, and a lot of times, and I can understand why, but a lot of designers and creatives are very anti AI because, it's like pulling from other people's, creativity and stuff to be able to produce new things. But I don't think it can replace a creative type situation.
No.
Like the design mind, all of that is so unique to the person. But what it does do is help with efficiency and workflow.
Yes.
So I have been using it a lot in pitching and things like that. And it's just like it cuts the time down in half. And as the world continues to progress, and I don't think this is going anywhere, if you don't try to learn it and if you don't embrace it and you're just like completely like no, it's bad, you're going to be behind. And at some point it's going to feel like everything is happening in that direction and you don't know what's going on. So I feel like, yes, there are some negatives to this AI world, but I think right now is a time to learn it and embrace it. And it's really important too.
Oh, 100%. And I try to spread this good message to like everybody.
Spread the good news.
Yeah. It's like, because if you see like even our parents, right? Like they don't want to learn anything. And I realize that's such a trap. People, whatever age you are, you're never too old to learn anything, And right when you go like, no, I don't want to learn that, then you lose, So, yeah, like, I guess like for me, like when I'm like 70, 80, I don't get callous to like, oh, I'm going to reject this new, like whatever AI, by then or whatever, right? So I'm just always trying to look into new things as much as possible and learn from the kids too. Like they're like 18, 19, 20-year-old kids who like are entrepreneurs right now and they're killing it in the scene. But we don't know who they are because they're just kind of doing it by themselves and they're making like $1 million a month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, I got to learn from them. Like it's not our age people anymore. Like these kids are the future and we need to learn from them as much as possible.
Yeah. And can you believe when you think about it, even just these careers now in content, like when we were growing up, it wasn't really a thing. When we were growing up, it was study hard, go to college, do a major, get an internship, get a job. And that was like, you have to do this path to be successful. But now you could literally do anything. You don't have to have a 9 to 5. You can kill it in like content or different spaces. And I just feel as though we need to open up our mind a little bit to engage in those avenues. Like be a student, learn it. Don't think it can't happen for you, and maybe be a little bit delusional and just go after it, because you're right. I feel as though all my life I've felt trapped in this societal norm of this is how you become successful. And now I'm seeing this is not the case. You could do anything.
Yep.
So I'm like, what can I do to have fun with what I do but make money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I'm on the same page. Well, like actually, I don't have anything to say.
Yeah. So I think this year, even in the conversation we had before we started recording, I feel like we're both trying to elevate in our own lives and do things for ourselves and our passions. And I think that's super important. And I feel like you have a very good mindset where you're like, I'm ready to kind of conquer and do all of these things. One thing I did want to ask that is a little bit outside of the realm of like career and stuff, but it's just having to spend so much time in the States alone without family. How did that impact you? Was it something that you felt, this is okay, or did it affect you in a lot of ways in terms of your just like happiness and things like that?
Well, in the beginning, I think it was okay because I was so young and I was just figuring out things, and everything was good because it felt new. However, because my parents were away or my family was away and I was here by myself, and especially when I got screwed over, by some opportunities or something like that, I would be very alone. And that was very detrimental because I had nobody to really connect with. No one really related with my situation. Yeah. I don't know if you knew back then, but like, especially when we're going out and stuff like that. Yeah, I would drink a lot, and I was in a very depressive state. But you can't tell. I mean, of course, like everybody's honestly like they're all drunk too.
Yeah.
And because I was like so alone, like I didn't know how to put this out. Maybe that's why I kind of escaped to music a little bit too. Maybe that was a way for me to like just express myself. And especially during COVID, like it was like what, 3 years, right? 2 years. Like I literally did not see my family at all. I didn't spend Christmas with anybody. I didn't spend like New Year's with anybody too, or like even Thanksgiving at times. And especially those days are, when you gather around with your family. And I was like, damn, I don't want this anymore. This is stupid. Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, so that's why I think, because maybe you have to go through these, like sufferings in order for you to wake up. And I think I kind of woke up like, okay, now I need to take more risk right now. Yeah.
So you feel like in that season, you kind of went to different things as a crutch almost. Like obviously you're having fun going out and partying, but it almost took you out of your reality for a little bit, and you just latched onto that for just
I think I moved with a lot of hate. And like like whatever is like hateful, I kind of related to that. Like, and back then I would listen to a lot of Tupac. I literally like to download all his album, and he has a lot of like, I mean, he's like he wants to change the world, because he saw a lot of corruption and stuff like that, right? But he also had like the hate side of him, and I was like, damn, this guy speaks to me, and I want to be like him. I want to be like, like loud like him.
Yeah.
But of course, like I kept to myself, but
inside
I was just like, oh, it's like this guy makes me feel good because, he's just
angry, and you related to that.
Exactly. He's like the wind to my fire almost.
And wind to my fire.
Yeah, and I was just like growing from it.
Yeah.
But like I realized like that's just, and because I was, I guess, growing this like furnace that I had, a lot of people felt it too, and people didn't honestly understand me at first, but also they kind of like distanced themselves. And I don't blame them, and it is on me, and I kind of grew from that afterwards. I kind of cooled down. Now like people, like even our friends are like, oh, like you're a little bit different. And I remember, you even said that to me too. There was a point in our life, and I was like, I guess I'm going the right way right now.
Yeah. I think it's really hard it's hard not to emanate when you keep things so bottled in, It's like at some point you're going to explode. But what kind of tools helped you go from that to feeling more, at peace and feeling less anger inside of you? Because I did see a shift, like when our hooligans group thing kind of happened. You were just so much more free, but obviously something was a catalyst to that. So were there tools that you utilized to get there?
More than tools is, is God. It's, it's my prayer life, believing in Jesus. I think that's probably like what really spoke to me. And then, yeah, like even getting baptized and stuff like that too. I think that is like the catalyst of me, like, oh, like I am actually like cleaning away all this sin that I have. Yeah, don't get me wrong though. I still can be angry, or I have like this fire in me.
As does everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now like I know how to like control it, where especially I do not let anybody emotionally control me anymore. Like whether it's like you get fired unjustly, or something that like just happens in life that you can't control. I realize like if that situation just controls you, like then you're the one who's losing,
Yeah.
And I especially like whether it's like political stuff, like news, it's like you have your own life, and only you can control that life. But if some other factor is actually like making you more mad, more sad, then
It does nothing to them.
yeah, it does nothing to them. They don't care about you, honestly. So like we all have to like check ourselves first and look into the mirror. Hey, like, why am I so mad about this? And I realized like, we shouldn't even think about it. Like, what's the point? Yeah.
Wow, Chang, you dropped some knowledge in this podcast. Honestly, some real gems. But it's been nice because I feel like I've known you for so long and we've gone through so many stages, but we've never like sat down like this and really talked about your journey, which is why when I was thinking of who I wanted to bring on, I was like, Chang. I texted Monty and Melissa. I was like, guys, I need Chang on this, So I'm really glad that we got to do this. I'm going to do some rapid fire questions. Okay. We have somewhere to be. So to wrap things up, I'm going to do some rapid fire questions. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Sweet or savory?
I'm sweet.
Okay. Do you prefer hot or cold?
It depends, but hot.
Okay. Like summertime?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather accomplish all of your goals or find true, deep, forever love?
Accomplish my goals. Yeah.
See, okay, this is funny because all the guys say that.
I mean, what am I looking for? Love? Like,
Are you looking for love?
oh, every day, all day. Yeah, I'm a lover boy.
Oh my god. Okay. Is that okay? On that topic, is that something you're looking for this year?
Well, I don't look for it. If it comes, it comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. Have you been dating?
Here and there.
Okay. We'll talk about that. Okay. What is your pet peeve? Or like your ick?
Dirty. If you're too dirty, man, get away from me.
Okay, but like okay, but there's like dirty and there's messy.
Messy is fine. Because
Okay,
I'm messy.
But like hygienic dirty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not like cleaning yourself or like
Okay.
your surroundings,
Okay,
yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, what is your favorite movie?
Lion King.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. What is your favorite music artist of all time, or who is your favorite music artist of all time or as of late?
As of late, SZA.
SZA, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of people's. Okay. How about of all time?
All time is probably Tupac.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Who is your celebrity crush?
Honestly, I don't really have one.
You've never had one?
I don't really look at celebrities and like, oh my gosh. I mean, like I go like, oh, she's cute, but I don't really care to look at celebrities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was a? Oh, she's cute.
I don't know. There's too many.
Okay. Oh, in Blackpink, who is your favorite?
La La Lisa.
Okay. She's the coolest.
Yeah.
Are there any hobbies that you want to do this year besides like what you've talked about, like music and stuff?
I kind of want to learn how to like dance.
Okay, damn, like
Yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah, like hip hop, like choreography.
Okay.
And maybe become like a TikTok dancer.
Okay. I think you'd be good at it, actually.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you see for yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, truthfully, I'm more of a day to day, so I don't really have a
A
plan
5-year
like
plan.
that. Yeah,
You're an ENTP.
Yeah.
It's the P.
yeah, it's the spontaneous.
Yeah, yeah.
So hopefully by then, I'll I'll be on Mars
Oh.
or something. Like become a billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
Let's
like
manifest that.
Yeah, like like something crazy. If that's my goal, and I reach something in between, then that's
That's
good
great.
enough. Yeah. So I might be ending up in in between Mars and Earth, dead somewhere in the space.
Okay. Last question. What brings you joy?
What brings me joy is my morning coffee. Just getting that caffeine kick, and then just getting dialed. You're like, whoa. you know.
Okay, that was the last question. Thank you so much, Chang, for coming on. This was so fun. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time.